She said, "I'll never forgive your family for being poor." After meeting them, I said, "They're not poor." When she learned they'd been testing her and owned 3 companies, the forgiveness wasn't needed. I, 28 male, just got back from the most surreal weekend of my life, still processing everything. My now ex-girlfriend Madison, 26, just showed me exactly who she is, and honestly, I should have seen it coming. We'd been dating for about 14 months, met through a mutual friend at a game night. She was gorgeous, funny, seemed down to earth, worked as an interior designer at a high-end firm. I'm a software developer at a mid-sized company, make decent money, nothing crazy. Here's the thing about my family. They're complicated, not in a bad way. They just have this thing about testing people. My dad grew up dirt poor, built everything from nothing. Now they're comfortable. Very comfortable. But they have this habit of screening the people their kids date. Yeah, I know how it sounds. Madison had been pushing to meet my family for months. I kept making excuses because I knew what was coming. But after a year, I couldn't stall anymore. "Babe, why haven't I met your parents yet?" she asked for the 100th time last month. "Are you embarrassed of me?" No, it's not that. They're just particular. Particular how? Come on, I've introduced you to my whole family, even my crazy Aunt Dottie. So I caved. Told my parents I was bringing Madison for Sunday dinner. My dad's response? "All right, kiddo, you know the drill." The drill. Right. See, my parents have this modest house they keep in addition to their actual home. Nothing fancy, 1200 square, needs some work, furnished with thrift store finds. They use it for exactly this purpose. Testing. Sunday comes. I pick up Madison and I can see she's made an effort. Designer dress, expensive shoes, perfect makeup. "You look great," I tell her. "I want to make a good impression." Where do they live again? I give her the address to the modest house. Watch her face change as we drive into the working-class neighborhood. "This is where your parents live." "Yeah, like I said, they're simple people." She forces a smile. "No, it's quaint." We pull up to the house. Paint's peeling a bit, lawn's a little overgrown. My dad's 2003 Honda Civic in the driveway, one of 5 cars he owns, but she doesn't know that. My mom opens the door in a worn apron, flower in her hair. "Oh, you must be Madison. Come in, come in. I'm just finishing up dinner. Hope you like tuna casserole." Madison's eye twitches. Tuna casserole. How homey. The house smells like bargain brand air freshener. The furniture doesn't match. The TV is one of those old box types. Everything's clean but worn. My parents are playing their roles perfectly. Dinner is an experience. My dad's in his paint-stained jeans and ancient t-shirt. My mom serves the casserole on mismatched plates. My younger sister Ellie is there too, playing along, talking about her shift at the grocery store. Madison barely touches her food. She keeps looking around like she's cataloging every flaw. "So Madison," my mom says cheerfully, "Jason tells us you're an interior designer. That must be so interesting." "Yes, I work with high-end clients. We just finished a penthouse renovation that was featured in Architectural Digest." "Oh wow, maybe you could give us some tips. We've been wanting to fix this place up, but..." My dad trails off, laughing awkwardly. "Well, you know how it is. Money's always tight." Madison gives this tight smile. Yes, I'm sure." The evening continues like this. My parents being their warm, welcoming selves, just in a modest setting. Madison getting increasingly uncomfortable. She excuses herself to the bathroom at one point, and I follow. "You okay?" I ask. She whirls on me. "You didn't tell me your family was like this." "Like what?" "Poor Jason. Your family is poor. That casserole, this house, everything. My God, your dad's shirt has holes in it. Is that a problem?" "Is that Of course it's a problem. How did you even afford college? Are you in massive debt? Why didn't you tell me?" I just stare at her. Would it have mattered? She doesn't answer, just storms back to the table. The rest of dinner is painful. Madison barely speaks except in one-word answers. When my mom offers dessert, store-brand cookies, she claims she's full. As we're leaving, my mom hugs Madison. "It was so lovely to meet you, dear. Please come back anytime." Madison literally recoils, gives the fakest smile I've ever seen. "Yes, lovely." In the car, she explodes. "I cannot believe you let me walk into that. Do you have any idea how humiliating that was?" "Humiliating? My family was nothing but nice to you." "Nice? Your mother served me tuna casserole on a chipped plate. Your father looks like he shops at Goodwill. That house should be condemned. So you have a problem with my family's financial situation? Yes. Yes, I have a problem with it. I've worked my ass off to get where I am. I don't date down, Jason. I thought you were different. You have a good job, you dress well, you take me nice places. I thought your family would be appropriate. Appropriate? You know what I mean. People I could introduce to my friends, to my clients, not whatever that was. We drive in silence for a bit. Then she says the words that seal her fate. I'll never forgive your family for being poor. Never. This is so embarrassing. What am I supposed to tell people, that my boyfriend's family lives in squalor? Squalor. They have a clean home and welcomed you warmly. It's not about being clean, Jason. It's about class, standards, image, things that clearly don't matter to you. I pull into her apartment complex. I think you should get out. Gladly. And don't bother calling me until you're ready to have an adult conversation about our future. Because I am not spending holidays in that house, and I am certainly not having your mother at our wedding in that horrible apron. She slams the door. I drive home in a daze. An hour later, she texts, I've thought about it. I'm willing to work through this, but you need to understand that your family situation is a problem. We'll need to limit contact with them. Maybe see them once a year, max, and definitely no social media photos together. I have a reputation to maintain. I don't respond. Next morning, she texts again. Also, I think we should discuss you potentially helping them financially so they can at least update their wardrobe. It's the least you could do. They're your family. Still don't respond. By evening, Jason, stop being childish. I know this is hard to hear, but someone needed to tell you the truth about your family situation. I finally text back. We need to talk. In person. Finally, yes we do. I've made a list of ways we can manage this situation going forward. Oh Madison, if only you knew. Update 1. Okay, so I met with Madison yesterday, but first, let me tell you what happened the morning after the dinner. I called my dad. So what's the verdict? He laughed. Not a happy laugh. Son, in 30 years of doing this, I've never seen someone fail that spectacularly. Your mother had to take 2 aspirin after you left. That bad? She looked at our bookshelf and said, and I quote, "Oh, you actually read? How aspirational." Who says that? Ellie chimed in. She was on speaker. Don't forget when she asked Mom if the bathroom soap was antibacterial at least. I almost broke character. So that's a no from you guys? That's a run for the hills from us, kiddo, my dad said. But ultimately, it's your choice. Just remember, money can't buy class, and that girl has neither. Fast forward to yesterday. Madison chose this upscale coffee place for our talk. She's there when I arrive, iPad out, literally has a PowerPoint pulled up. I kid you not. A PowerPoint about managing socioeconomic differences in relationships. Hi babe, she says, all smiles. I'm glad you came to your senses. I've put together some solutions. I sit down. Don't order anything. She launches into her presentation. Slide 1. Setting boundaries with lower-income family members. So, she begins, I think the key is limiting exposure. We see them twice a year, max. No overnight stays. I found some affordable motels near their house. Madison. Wait, let me finish. Slide 2. Financial assistance programs. I've researched some government aid they might qualify for. Food stamps, housing assistance. No reason they have to live like that if they just applied themselves. Madison, stop. There's more. I've also created a dress code for when we do see them. Business casual minimum. I can send your mom some links to discount professional wear. Madison. She finally looks at me. What? I'm trying to help. My family doesn't need your help. Jason, denial isn't healthy. I know it's hard to accept that your family is impoverished, but they're not poor, she blinks. Excuse me? My family. They're not poor. They own 3 companies. Long silence. Her face goes through about 5 different expressions. That's not funny, Jason. Not trying to be funny. My dad owns a logistics company, a chain of auto shops, and has a stake in a tech startup. My mom runs a nonprofit. My sister, she doesn't work at a grocery store. She's finishing her MBA at Wharton. Madison's mouth opens and closes like a fish. The house you were at? That's their test house. They keep it to see how people react to thinking they're poor. Congratulations, you failed spectacularly. That's insane. Who does that? People who've seen too many gold diggers and social climbers, Madison. People who want to know if their kids' partners love them for who they are, not what they have. Her face is red now. That's deceptive. It's manipulative. It's brilliant. Yeah, I think so too. Really shows people's true colors. I could sue you for this. Emotional distress, fraud. I actually laugh. For what? For letting you assume things? For serving you dinner in a modest home? Good luck with that. She's sputtering now. But the things I said were honest. That's the point. You showed us exactly who you are. Us? Oh yeah, they heard everything. The house has cameras, security system. They watched you recoil when my mom hugged you. Caught you checking the labels on the furniture. Saw you text your friend from the bathroom about the poverty situation. That's when the panic sets in. I was upset. I mean, now that I know the truth. What? Now you're okay with my family? Now they're appropriate? That's not. You're twisting this. Anyone would be shocked to find out their partner's family was struggling. But not everyone would be disgusted by it, Madison. Not everyone would demand I limit contact with them. Not everyone would make a goddamn PowerPoint about managing their poverty. She's crying now. Ugly crying. This isn't fair. You lied to me. I never lied. I said they were simple people. They are simply wealthy people who don't feel the need to flaunt it. I want to meet them again. The real them. I deserve a second chance. Why? So you can kiss their asses now that you know they have money? So you can pretend you didn't call their home squalor? I was in shock. No, you were showing your character. And it's ugly, Madison. Really ugly. I stand up to leave. She grabs my arm. Please, Jason, I love you. No, you love the idea of me, the successful boyfriend with the right image. But the second you thought my family might embarrass you, you were ready to cut them out. That's not love. Where are you going? We're not done. We've been done since you said you'd never forgive my family for being poor. Bye, Madison. I left her there with her iPad and her PowerPoint and her tears. But oh, she wasn't done. Not by a long shot. That night, the texts started. You're making a huge mistake. I deserve a chance to explain myself properly. Your family's test is cruel, and you know it. I'm going to tell everyone what kind of people you are. Please answer me. Answer me. Then came the email. 5,000 words about how she was the victim here. How my family's deception was a form of abuse. How I damaged her trust and caused severe emotional trauma. The last line? I expect a formal apology from your entire family and the opportunity to start fresh with the truth this time. Yeah, she expects an apology. From the people she called poor and embarrassing. The entitlement is astronomical. My sister texted me, did she really make a PowerPoint? Yup. That's almost impressive. Evil, but impressive. She wants an apology from all of you. Lowell, the only thing she's getting from me is blocked. My mom called too. Honey, are you okay? I know breakups are hard even when the person is, well, a classist nightmare? I was going to say confused, but yours works too. I'm okay. Honestly, I'm relieved. Imagine if I'd married her without knowing this side of her. Imagine if we'd had kids and she taught them to look down on people. But Madison's not handling the breakup well. Or the revelation. And based on her latest Instagram story, some people pretend to be poor to test you. Sick behavior. She's going scorched earth. Bring it on, Madison. Let's see how this plays out. Update 2. Y'all, Madison went nuclear. Like I knew she was entitled, but this week has been next level insanity. Remember that Instagram story? That was just the appetizer. She went on a full social media rampage. Facebook posts about fake people and families who lie about their status. Tweets about the dangers of dating someone who tests you. She even made a TikTok, where she cried about being emotionally manipulated by a wealthy family cosplaying as poor people. The video went semi-viral, not in the way she hoped. The comments were brutal, so you're mad that they're rich? Girl, what? Imagine telling on yourself like this. POV. You failed the vibe check catastrophically. The PowerPoint slide, I'm screaming. Yeah, someone she showed the PowerPoint to leaked screenshots. It's become a meme in certain corners of the internet. There's even a reaction video where this comedian goes through each slide dying laughing. Slide 3 was appropriate conversation topics around low-income individuals and included gems like avoid discussing vacations, designer goods, or wine that costs more than $20. But the social media stuff was just the beginning. Madison decided to contact my company's HR department. She filed a complaint saying I'd engaged in deceptive practices and created a hostile relationship environment. She demanded they investigate me for psychological manipulation. HR called me in, very confused. The HR rep, Janet, literally said, "I'm required to look into this, but she's complaining that your family pretended to be poor, and this relates to your job. How?" I explained the situation. Janet had to excuse herself. I could hear her laughing in the hallway. "Okay," she said when she came back. "So to be clear, this has nothing to do with your work performance or any workplace behavior?" "Correct. She's mad that my parents have money." "Right. I'm going to file this under not company business and send her a formal notice to stop contacting us. Also, off the record, your parents are genius." Strike one for Madison. Then she tried another angle. She reached out to my parents directly. Showed up at my dad's actual office building. His assistant called him like, "There's a young woman here demanding to speak with you about the cruelty you've inflicted on her." My dad, being the legend he is, agreed to see her. Madison marched into his office and delivered what I'm told was an Oscar-worthy performance. Tears, accusations of emotional abuse, demands for compensation for her trauma, the works. My dad let her finish. Then, according to his assistant who was listening at the door, Dad asked her to stay close in case Madison got violent. He said, "Madison, you're upset because we're not poor, correct? You deceived me. We served you dinner. You assumed our financial status and proceeded to insult us for an hour. That's on you. It's entrapment. It's a casserole, not a crime. Now, I have a meeting. My assistant will validate your parking. Have a nice day." She apparently screamed that this wasn't over and stormed out. Strike two. But the masterpiece, the pièce de résistance, came yesterday. Madison found out where my sister goes to school, Wharton, as in the Wharton School of Business, where Ellie is getting her MBA. She sent an email to the dean, the actual dean, claiming Ellie was complicit in a fraudulent scheme and shouldn't be allowed to graduate because she lacks the ethical standards expected of Wharton students. Ellie forwarded me the email, dying laughing. Did she really think this would work? The dean's response was legendary. Miss Madison's last name, participating in a family dinner where tuna casserole is served, does not constitute academic misconduct. Please do not contact this office again regarding this matter. Ellie posted it on her private Instagram with the caption, "TFW, you're too good at pretending to work at a grocery store." Strike three, Madison. You're out. But wait, because while Madison was busy self-destructing, something else happened. My ex before Madison, Nicole, reached out. We'd ended things amicably when she moved for work 3 years ago. "Hey, saw Madison's TikTok. Wild stuff. Your parents still doing the test house thing?" "Unfortunately, yes. I remember my test. Your mom made meatloaf. I asked for the recipe because it reminded me of my grandma's. Still have it, Pooh. You passed with flying colors. Dad still talks about how you helped wash dishes without being asked. How is everyone?" Long story short, Nicole's moving back to town next month. We're grabbing coffee when she does, just as friends, for now. Meanwhile, Madison's still spiraling. Her latest scheme? She's threatening to write a tell-all blog post about wealth privilege and deceptive dating practices. She sent me a draft demanding I pay her $10,000 to not publish it. That's right. She's trying to blackmail me over a blog post about how my family has money. I forwarded it straight to my lawyer. Yeah, I had to get one. He actually said, "This is the dumbest attempted extortion I've seen in 20 years of practice." We sent her a cease and desist. Her response? "You'll be hearing from my lawyer." That was 72 hours ago. Still waiting on that lawyer. The best part? My mom ran into Madison's mom at the grocery store. Madison's mom apologized to mine. "I'm so sorry about Madison's behavior. We didn't raise her to be this way. She's always been status conscious, but this is beyond the pale." My mom, being classy. "No need to apologize. People show you who they are. We're just glad Jason saw it before things got more serious." She's been insufferable at home. Keeps ranting about justice and deception. Her father told her to get therapy. She said therapy is for people who can't afford lawyers. Even her own parents are done with her. So that's where we are. Madison's lost her mind because my family has money. She's tried to get me fired, get my sister expelled. blackmail me, and become TikTok famous as a victim. All because she couldn't stand the idea of dating someone with a poor family. The irony is delicious. We'll update if she actually finds a lawyer dumb enough to take her case. Final update. Well, Reddit, we've reached the end of this wild ride. Grab a snack because Madison's final act of entitlement is something. So remember how she threatened to get a lawyer? She did. Some ambulance chaser who specializes in emotional distress cases. This guy actually sent us a demand letter asking for $50,000 in damages for intentional infliction of emotional distress, fraudulent misrepresentation, lost social opportunities due to public humiliation, future therapy costs. My lawyer literally laughed for a solid minute. Lost social opportunities? She humiliated herself on TikTok. We responded with a counterclaim for harassment. All those texts and emails, attempted extortion, the $10 blog post threat, defamation, the social media rampage, trespassing, showing up at my dad's office. Her lawyer took one look at our evidence and dropped her like a hot potato. Apparently, she forgot to mention the extortion attempt when she hired him. But here's where it gets really good. Madison's interior design firm started getting calls. Turns out, going viral on TikTok for being a classist nightmare isn't great for business when your clients are wealthy people who don't want to be associated with that kind of behavior. 3 clients specifically mentioned her video as the reason they were pulling their projects. One said, "If she treats people like that based on perceived wealth, how can we trust her in our homes?" She got fired. Her boss called her a liability to the firm's reputation. Madison's response? She tried to sue her employer for wrongful termination based on personal beliefs. The firm's lawyer shut that down real quick with screenshots of her TikTok where she literally says, "Poor people disgust me." Yeah, she actually said that in video 3 of her Meltdown series. Lost her job. Lost her lawyer. But she wasn't done. Last week, I get a call from Nicole. Remember, my ex who's moving back? "Jason, you're not going to believe this. Madison messaged me on LinkedIn." "What?" "She offered me $5,000 to not date you, said you were damaged goods from a toxic family, and she was trying to save me." I'm speechless. Nicole continues, "I told her I don't need saving and reported her to LinkedIn for harassment. But seriously, who offers someone money to not date their ex? Someone who's completely lost touch with reality. Also, joke's on her. We're not even dating." "Yet," I said. "Yet," she agreed, laughing. Yeah, Nicole and I are giving things another shot. Turns out, 3 years in Madison's crazy have given us both perspective. But the final straw came yesterday. Madison started a GoFundMe. Title, "Help Me Rebuild After Wealthy Family's Deception." The description was a novel about how my millionaire family had ruined her life by pretending to be poor and how she needed money for therapy. Fair? She definitely needs it. Legal fees? For what? Career rehabilitation. Is that a thing? Relocation expenses. Nobody's forcing you to move. Madison. Goal, $100,000. I'll give you one guess how much she raised. $47. And according to the comments, $40 was from her mom who wrote, "Please get help, sweetie." The other $7? From someone named Brad who commented, "This is hilarious. Here's money for a reality check." The GoFundMe got taken down after multiple people reported it as a scam. Madison's last text to me, sent 2 days ago, "You've ruined my life. I hope you're happy." My response? "I didn't ruin your life. You did that yourself when you decided someone's worth was based on their bank account. Good luck with everything." Then I blocked her on everything. The aftermath. My family has retired the test house. My dad said, "We've peaked. No one will ever fail as spectacularly as Madison. Time to retire the championship belt." They're turning it into a rental property for graduate students who need affordable housing. Full circle. Nicole met my parents at their real house this time. She brought a homemade pie and spent the evening looking at embarrassing baby photos of me. No tests needed. Madison's TikTok account got banned for harassment and bullying. According to mutual friends, she's working part-time at a furniture store and living with her parents. She still posts vague Facebook statuses about knowing your worth and not settling for less. The irony is lost on her. The last I heard, she was trying to become a life coach focusing on wealth manifestation. I can't make this up. So there you have it, Reddit. I dated someone who was so offended by the idea of me having a poor family that she destroyed her own life trying to get revenge when she found out they weren't. My dad's favorite joke now? We didn't even have to do anything. She played herself. Moral of the story. If someone shows you they'll treat people differently based on their bank account, believe them and run. Thanks for following along on this bizarre journey. I'm gonna go have dinner with my girlfriend and my poor family. We're having tuna casserole, by request. It's become our favorite meal. Edit, for everyone asking. Yes, the test house is real. No, I won't tell you where it is. And yes, my parents are accepting applications for their How to Spot a Gold Digger 101 masterclass. That's a joke. Or is it? Edit 2. Nicole says hi. She's reading these comments and dying laughing. Her exact words, I can't believe she made a PowerPoint. Who does that?